We're talking about the True Colors Personality Assessment. It's a pretty simple personality assessment with 4 colors, blue, gold, orange, and green, that help us to understand how we operate, how we're different from others. Now, I want to talk with you all about how to give feedback to the different colors. Now, there are strategies that I'm going to share that are good for all the different colors. However, we can highlight the particular strategies with the different colors. So I'll get into each of them in a moment. But the first thing that I want us to be really familiar with is the idea of giving constructive feedback or corrective feedback is done well if we first have a deposit in the emotional bank account. Dr. John Gottman talks about the 5-to-1 rule. 5 positive interactions to 1 negative, if you will, or instructive or corrective. If we just lead with, this is what you're doing wrong, this is what I need you to fix, there's going to be a deficit and people are going to leave feeling hurt, sometimes defensive, sometimes not appreciated. So your idea as a leader is to, in a global sense, not just in one conversation, figure out how to focus on 5 things they're doing well, to appreciate, to highlight, to comment on, to really notice, and then just one time constructive feedback. So let's start with the blues. So blues in general are optimistic, collaborative, and empathetic. When giving feedback to blues, make sure that you develop a rapport with them. You don't want to be robotic. You really want to be having a relationship with them, which then allows you to be effective because you're authentically communicating with them about how their lives could improve. Secondly, I want us to talk about green. They're innovative, rational, and independent. When you give feedback to a green, make sure to let them think about the feedback and express it. You might say things like, what's your perspective? Or do you think? Do you believe this? Do you agree? Do you have a different way of thinking about it? And then give them the opportunity to come up with the ideas as to how to correct it instead of you telling them what to do. Then we want to talk about the golds, who are in general people who follow the rules, are dependable and organized. Make sure when giving feedback to these folks that you are really focused on the facts, the specific behaviors that have happened on a real particular day at a real particular time, not just a global sense as to how somebody is performing. And then last, we're going to talk about orange, which these folks are focused on risk-taking, being action-oriented and motivated. So these folks also like the concept of winning. When we are giving corrective feedback, it can sometimes feel like the person is not winning, right? We're pointing out the flaws. And so make sure with these folks to focus on the positives of the change and bring energy into the concept of, I'm sharing this with you because I believe in you and I want to help you to be really successful. That kind of intention really matters. If not, people hear it as, I just am looking for faults in you and I want to find ways to criticize. Okay, hope this was helpful.